Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Piglet here once again, and I'm Mickey Mouse here. We are back for the Moxie Toys, and welcome back to more Let's Play of Super Smash Bros. Melee from the Nintendo GameCube. So last time that we actually did use Yoshi in Classic Mode, and today for this episode we're about to be using a different character into the lineup, which will have to be the next returning character from the original game, which was Kirby. And basically that's, we only got, seems we actually done 5 of the original characters that we did select from Classic Mode. But even then, we only got 7 remaining though, so here we go, face off against with Yoshi. After all, that we actually did use Yoshi from last time, so even then though, it's kind of weird that how we're actually going to be fighting against with Yoshi in this particular level, in this case the first level as Kirby. So how it works for Kirby in Super Smash Bros. Melee, he behaves exactly like how he does in the original game. Like his, as far as the smash attacks is concerned, or in this case the special smash comment, or in this case of combos, or in this case some commands list, that Kirby can actually perform a standalone B button, which can allows Kirby to actually perform, actually just to swallow some opponents up, while actually just to let them have copy abilities, because just like the original game, that Kirby did actually commence that he will try to pull up with some copy abilities based on the opponents they're facing off against. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. And also judging by the fact that as far as the up B special is concerned, that he can actually perform a cutter, so even then it's really handy, especially when you're trying to do a recovery, like a standalone recover for that little situation. So yeah, I think that's a more likely possibility when that was going to happen. So, and also the down B special is the fact that he can actually turn Kirby into stone. This time, however, that rather than Kirby just actually transform into just one stone, he can actually transform into multiple stone, like any different stone types and what have you, because even then depends on if you actually do like a down B special attack, even then that you can actually just do a stone attack. But again, since in Super Smash Bros. Melee actually introduced the side special attack, you can actually just perform yourself the hammer, which you can either do it from 2 different methods. You can actually deal with the hammer ability. Well, for one, you can either do it from us on foot, and then the other, which you can do it in midair, which we'll show you a case for that until we actually showcase for that little move. So for now, we're just gonna have to break the targets as Kirby. And even then, that he was actually really cutest character in the entire Nintendo franchise, as far as I can see. But even then, that might be true from some aspects. Anyways, we hit all the targets in during time, so even then we'll move on to the next level. So we're face off against with DK, or in this case Donkey Kong or whatever. Because even then though, until when it gets to Brawl, they actually introduce Diddy Kong, and then as well as he makes a return in Smash 4 as well, so that makes more likely. Even then though, in the first 2 installments of Super Smash Bros., that he usually just puts Donkey Kong into DK because it makes it more likely. Even then though, Diddy Kong doesn't make his appearance in Super Smash Bros. Until Brawl came out. So anyway. So there are quite a lot of things we can actually talk about for this video, folks, because yesterday that we actually noticed something is that you know how Nintendo NX will be assumably revealed until during in 2017 next year, when it was going to be released on March 2017, that is actually given itself as a final name as far as the next generation of console with Nintendo this time. It actually calls it Nintendo Switch. Yes, not even Wii 3 or even Wii X or anything like that. No, instead it was actually a different sort of name called Nintendo Switch. Because it has been a while since we actually have ourselves a little bit of a clever name from Nintendo console, from the console department, which was Nintendo GameCube, which will have to be the longest console name for the Nintendo department. But even then though, for Nintendo DS, 3DS, and Wii U are basically just a shorter names of the systems. But yeah, this time though, we actually have Nintendo Switch. Well, basically what that does is the fact that it's sort of like a combination of the home console and then handheld console. Oh, before we talk about more into that system actually, here we're on to the next new level we're actually going to be exploring. This is known as Big Blue, and basically Big Blue is, you remember the place that we actually been into from F-Zero Grand Prix in Adventure mode? This mode is sort, in this case, this level are all, well, sort of almost like based off of the Adventure mode level from F-Zero Grand Prix. Even though it has the exact same music as been playing. But what the basic premise about this level though, however, is the fact that you can actually ride onto these F-Zero vehicles as much as you can. But even then though, I think this stage 2 make a comeback in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. As far as I remember that rightly. Alright, we're facing off against with yet another new teammate we're going to be fighting against, which was Team Jigglypuff. So even then though, that since we actually did fight against with these two variations of the Team Pokemon fighters so far, because yesterday that we actually did use Yoshi and then we managed to fight against with Team Pichu, which is kind of strange, but anyway. So yeah, as far as the back into what we're going to say about Nintendo NX, or no, it's not called Nintendo NX now, isn't it? It's called Nintendo Switch. So even then though, we're going to have to call that console Nintendo Switch from now on because it's now revealed its final name. But I digress. So as far as the library of games is concerned, that they actually revealed quite a few games on this system as far as of now. Like, for instance, they actually announced that there's going to be 6 of them in development at the moment. I heard there's going to be not only 1, but 2 ports on Nintendo Switch so far, which was Mario Kart 8. We'll explain more to that until later, but for now, we have Mario Kart 8 port, and as well as Splatoon port, and as well as the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim port. I'm presuming that what this is, and a random basketball game from NBA, which I'm not a big fan of these types of feelings. Believe it or not, we usually kind of like basketball, so to speak. So anyway, and as well as that really surprising game that I was mostly highly anticipated for Nintendo Switch, will probably easily be a new 3D Mario game will be about to be coming until Nintendo Switch. But we don't know if there's going to be yet another of the Super Mario 3D Land series type of style. But even then, I don't know about the Super Mario Galaxy 3 some sort of territory. We don't know. We'll have to find out until when it gets to the end of 2016, possibly. But even then, though, it did show off the 3-minute trailer of how the Nintendo Switch actually worked out. But even then, though, I found this quite a nice looking console as far as the next Nintendo console will be announced is concerned. Anyways, we're about to be fighting against with Metal Peach. But even then, though, that she will be pretty much a piece of cake syndrome. So anyway. You probably noticed that my dialogue is actually a little bit too off for me because I was talking way too fast at the moment. But even then, though, that there's not much else we can talk through besides, you know, Nintendo Switch just now actually being revealed as its final true name of Nintendo NX coded, which, yeah. And also judging by the fact that, how, it gets like, you know, it's sort of a mixture of, the console, main home console department as well as the handheld console at the same time. Which is kind of interesting. So anyway, even though it sort of feels a bit too similar to Nintendo Wii U, but except the notable difference is that I'm pretty sure if I actually saw in the trailer, in this case 3-minute trailer, that you actually get, I think you can carry this little handheld device off Nintendo Switch anytime you wanted to this time, which I'm assuming that I was going to be heading to save from this here. Oh, we're actually fighting Crazy Head right now. It's good timing that we actually did just make it there in the nick of time. Because what happens was in the during that I think it's in stage 2 that if we actually did manage to fight against with Dr. Mario and Luigi, well, we actually did team up with Pichu. In this case, a QT versus the Mario crew. In this case, Mario actually disguised as the Doctor outfit. But even then, though, that what happens is that if we try to manage to finish off Dr. Mario during time, even then, though, that he constantly just lived until when it gets to the point, until when it gets to 4 minutes and 2 seconds. But sadly, we lost only 1 star, but that's fine by us, because even then, we can pretty much guarantee we can take down Master Hand right now. But assuming if it depends if we actually kept dodging and stuff. Yeah, as you can see here, that Kirby actually also performs the hammer ability, which you can also use in mid-air. So yeah, you can use 2 different methods on the hammer if you wanted to. But even then though, that you probably can't do that, especially if you do boss battles like Monster Hand and Crazy Hand, for instance. So anyway, as far as the games of library of games they might try to bring up in Nintendo Switch, which was the first one was obviously Mario Kart 8 port, where it's pretty much exactly almost equivalent to Mario Kart 8 on the Nintendo Wii U, but except the noticeable difference is that obviously if you probably saw the footage of it earlier, that you probably noticed is that King Boo actually made his return since Mario Kart Wii, and also Mario Kart Double Dash as well. And secondly, is that taking a note from Mario Kart Double Dash is that it actually has a return from the 2 item slots, which just kind of reminds me like a nostalgia for Mario Kart Double Dash to begin with. I don't think it has the ability to actually use 2 characters on 1 card, unfortunately. But even then though, if it does have that, however, that will make a dream come true. But we don't know if it's the actual final name of the Mario Kart 8 port on Nintendo Switch. But I'm guessing it might be Mario Kart 9, although it won't be Mario Kart 9, however, because we don't know about it yet. But I digress. Right, so we finished them off with 4 stars as opposed to 3. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think that's all I can say about today, although we will promise we'll talk more into Nintendo Switch until the next video. But for now on, that we're just gonna have to end things off with, you know, classic mode as Kirby. So as far as Kirby is concerned in Super Smash Bros. Melee, he behaves exactly like how he does in the original game. Like, he still has the exact same movesets as from the previous game, but again, that the side special attack is now being introduced, so he can actually do a hammer ability, which he can do it either on ground or even mid-air. So yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. From what I can saw from that, you know, I think it was on stage number 8, if I remember rightly, that we managed to face off against with Team Jigglypuff from earlier. That we managed to actually deal with like a Puffball versus Puffball fight, which is kind of interesting because but we'll talk more into Jigglypuff once we actually get into her until when we get to classic modes specifically. So for the most part though, that's all we can say about Kirby. It's besides the point that, much like the original game, is that if you're trying to actually do a multiple what am I supposed to say? Let's not talk about this all rubbish dialogue or anything like that, but anyway. So here's the ending movie to Kirby's classic adventure and all-star mode for that matter, because it shows the exact same footage. But a noticeable difference between the endings of the specific characters, they might actually bring up a different image. That's actually kind of cute. 4 Kirby's duking out each other. But anyways, we're gonna have to end things off here. So next time on Let's Play Super Smash Bros. Melee is that we're about to be returned back to the adventure mode and pick one of the next newcomers introduced in the game. So yeah, see you guys then. Later, fellas.